Hi everybody, welcome to Unit 5, Lesson 2. So into a brand new unit. Today we are going to be solving ratio problems with proportions. So as always, make sure to follow along, write these down. Some of them are from your practice on the second to last page, and one of them is from your quick check. So it's like free points, right? So make sure to watch the whole video and write them down. Take notes during your lesson, watch each of the videos that are in there, do the practice problems, the activities, different things like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight into examples, all right? And there's several ways that you can solve proportions using ratios, okay? So one way that you can do it is you can look and you can see, okay, well, how did I get from 21 to 49? If you can't see something right away, then again, there's two different options for how you could solve. And I'm going to go through both of them with this problem. One, we could recognize that, oh, 21 over 3, both that could be reduced, right? We could reduce this and by 3. Both can factor out of 3. So then 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So then I could rewrite this, and I can think to myself, okay, well, how can I get from 7 to 49? Well, if we know our multiplication facts, right, we know that we can multiply by 7. In order to keep it balanced, then that means I got to do the bottom by 7. Well, 1 times 7 is 7, okay? Then to check your work, you can think, well, all right, let's see. Well, first off, 7 would be our final answer to solve this proportion, to make sure that they are proportional or equal. One thing we can do is we can think, okay, well, if I reduce this one, it also reduces to 7 over 1, and that's a good thing. That's what we want, all right? So all 3 of these are equal. 21 over 3 is equal to 7 over 1, which is also equal to 49 over 7. All of those have the same relationship, okay? The other thing that you can do is you can cross multiply. And I don't think that your lessons get into this for a little while, but it's an important method to know. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to say, okay, I've got 21 over 3 equals 49 over something. I'm just going to put x in there to hold that place. Now you could do the same thing. You could think to yourself, okay, this reduces to 7 over 1. And we'll still hold that equal to 49 over x. To cross multiply, and this method can be used anytime, so it is really important to know. This one, we were able to see it easily, right? You can't always see it easily, and that's when this method comes into play. So to cross multiply, you go across the equal sign, so we would say 7 times x equals, and then we would multiply across the equal sign, 1 times 49. Well, we know 1 times 49, so we'd say 7x equals just 49, right? This is a one-step equation. Right now I'm multiplying in my equation. To cancel that out, or to get my variable by itself, I would do the opposite operation, which is division. Whatever you do to one side, you gotta do to the other. 7 divided by 7 equals 1, so I'm just left with 1x. And then 49 divided by 7 is 7. So once again, we get down to 7 as our answer. Okay, this is a good method to know, again, because you can use it no matter what when you're trying to solve a proportion. Okay? Number 2. Nigel is selling candy bars. He is averaging 4 bars every 3 days. If he continues at this rate, how many days will it take to sell a box of 36? And a box of 36 candy bars is what it should say. Okay, so first let's set up our first ratio. We have 4 bars in 3 days, right? We're comparing bars to days. And then we can set that up with a proportion. Well, on the other side of our equal sign, we need to have the same setup. We need to have bars and days. Well, we want to know if he were to sell 36, how many days would it take him? Okay, so we'll say X days. You could have just put D for days, right? You could put Y, Z, doesn't matter. So once again, we can look, how can we jump from one side to the other, right? How can I get from 4 to 36? Well, we can multiply by 9. But if I'm going to do that in my numerator, I have to do that in my denominator. Well, so what's 3 times 9? Well, 3 times 9 is 27. So it would take him 27 days. Okay? All right, you also could have done the cross multiplication. You could have done 4 times x, right, going across this way, is equal to 3 times 36. Okay? And then going from there, let's see. Well, 3 times 36. 3 times 6 is 18. I'm going to hold that in my brain. 3 times 30 is 90. 90 plus 18 is 108. So now I have 4x equals 108. To get x by itself, I need to do the opposite operation, which is division. Those cancel. So x and then 108 divided by 4. We could even check it in our calculator. Let me get that set up. 108 divided by 4. Oh, there it is, 27. Okay, so either way, we got to that 27 days. All right? Again, use this when you can because it's quicker, but if the numbers aren't obvious to you, this method works all the time. Okay, I've got one more. This is number 3, not only with our review that we're doing right now, but also number 3 from your quick check. Ramon makes 33 donuts every 7 hours. Using a unit rate, determine how many whole donuts he would make in 5 hours. Okay, so we got to do a unit rate. All right, so with that, we can compare, just like we did with the last one. He can make 33 donuts in 7 hours. Well, to make this a unit rate, we need to divide 33 by 7, okay? And let's see, let's just do that on the calculator. 33 divided by 7. Ooh, holy moly, right? Big old long number. We can estimate he can make about 4.7 donuts in 1 hour. Okay, 4.7 donuts in 1 hour. And with that, and I'm checking, I should have had it up. I'm checking on your quick check for this real quick. Okay, so 4.7 donuts. In 1 hour. Okay, but we want to know in 5 hours how many donuts, and we'll say D for donuts. Okay, how many donuts? Well, we know both of our denominators, so we can think to ourselves, okay, well, I can get from 1 to 5 by multiplying by 5. So I would need to, let's see, let me get it back up on my calculator. We need to multiply 4.7 times 5. I'm just going to leave it as this big long number, though. So I'm going to multiply that by 5, okay, giving me about, 23.5 donuts. But the question asked, it said how many whole donuts. So we don't need this 0.5, right? Because you're not going to make 0.5 of a donut. That doesn't make sense. Okay? So we would just say he can make 23 donuts. That would be our final answer. So you do need to pay attention to the problem, right? What is it asking me? It doesn't make sense to make part of a donut. You're never going to make like a quarter of a donut, right? You're just going to make the whole thing. So anyway, you do have to keep that in mind when you are solving these word problems. As always, if you need more help, don't hesitate to reach out.